Hey kids, Cousin Rich here from Castles, Capes, and Clones, and today we'll be taking a look at the figures from the What Ifs line for the Marvel Legends Hasbro series. Um, but that also includes Sylvie from Loki. So join me on today's episode of Hyperspace Hijinx. So this is the set from the What If series, which also includes a Sylvie because they didn't include her, with the other set, which included Loki and Falcon and Winter Soldier stuff. So you can see from this line we have Doctor Strange Supreme, Captain Carter, Zombie Captain America, the Challa Star-Lord, Heist Nebula, Zombie Hunter Spidey, again, Sylvie from Loki, and also the Hydra Stomper. All right, so let's take a look at the figures individually and unboxed. Here we have Captain Carter. You know, I'm not gonna go into like the articulation and stuff because all the Marvel Legend lines kind of have good articulation, unless I think it's weird. But here's a detail on her. I like her shield. Now I did spot on Target today that there was a different version of her, which I might have to pick up. It looks similar to, I think, what Captain America looked like in Winter Soldier. More like just blue, an ice blue. But yeah, I really, as you can see also, like her head sculpt is pretty good. Also, I think is one of the, I think this is a pretty good looking figure. Now on the opposite of Captain Carter, we have Captain America Zombie, which also I think is a really, really good looking figure. Like look at the detail on him. Let's do a full 360. But look at his legs. Like there's pieces of his legs you can see through and are ripped off, and it's awesome. It's pretty scary. At DCA here in California, for Oogie Boogie Bash, they actually had a costumed zombie Captain America come out, which I wish I saw, but he was not out when I was there. But for Disney, this is pretty scary. Like, look at that. All right, next up we have Doctor Strange Supreme. Again, this is from the What If series. So Doctor Strange Supreme is a universe in which Christine Palmer keeps dying in that car crash, and he's trying desperately to save her life. So much so that he keeps doing things to keep her alive, so he doesn't go on that car ride. But she ended up dying all the time, and he kind of goes insane a bit. Like basically, he's just trying to get as much power as he can to try to save her life. But she is what the MCU calls like a nexus point, like a point in time that has to happen in every single universe, or at least that universe. You can see here that he comes with this spell hand. He also comes with two other hands. Oops. There you go. So you can mix and match. His cape does come off. It is made of that kind of pliable plastic, and it's very different for this one because it's kind of flared out, and a little more. It's a little different. You'll see the difference in the cape. But I like his look. I think it looks very much pretty close to Benedict Cumberbatch, even though it's more aimed towards the animated series version of him. Next up, similar but different, this is Zombie Hunter Spider-Man, who also has that cape, but this version of the cape looks a lot different than the other one. This figure does come with a Peter Parker head, You can see here, but I like his Spider-Man look. So I don't know how much, oops. I don't know how much that looks like Tom Holland. Which I know this is supposed to be more towards the animated one, but I don't know. His face looks weird, so I like him as Spider-Man. And he also has 2 more hands, fist hands. You can see there. But I like this look. This cape isn't as pliable as the other one that comes with Doctor Strange, but this Spider-Man, articulation-wise, has the typical Spider-Man one, so it has a little bit more articulation than most figures. All right, and here we have Challa Star-Lord. Now I think this one looks very much like the animated series version of him. Like they didn't even try to make him more realistic looking. He has, of course, the 2 guns that Star-Lord has, but also he has another head with the mask on. I think I'll keep this head on there. Of course, this version of him was voiced by Chadwick Boseman and is the last performance of Chadwick as T'Challa. You know, this is a universe where instead of the Ravagers finding Peter Quill, they find T'Challa. And then watch the show, you'll see what happens. So there you go. Then here's the other figure that came from that same episode with Star-Lord, T'Challa, and that is Heist Nebula. Obviously, this is a way different version than the MCU version of Nebula. One, she has hair, right? And she doesn't seem to be too, well, I don't want to give it too much away, but like T'Challa becoming a Ravager changes the course of her life and her family's life, let's put it that way. She does come with a gun you can see in her holster. And then also another set of hands. So there you go. And like T'Challa, I think this looks more like a animated figure than like a, not like they're trying to make it look like a live action version of Nebula. It's actually a very enjoyable episode, so check it out if you haven't seen it. Now that is it pretty much for the What If line. Well, there's one more, well, a couple more. But I'm gonna go to the regular figure on there, the line that is not from What If, and that is Loki, or Sylvie from the Loki series. The last series before this featured Falcon and Winter Soldier characters and Loki and Mobius from the show, but not Sylvie. And I wonder if that's because of production time where they didn't want to reveal Sylvie when they started making Mobius and Loki. But here we have her here. You can see she has her cape, cloak thingy. She comes with a knife. And then also comes with different hands. There you go. That brings us to the deluxe figure, and that is the Hydra Stomper, which is the suit of armor that Howard Stark makes and that Steve Rogers from this universe uses to hang out with Captain Carter. This is a massive figure. Like, let's put him next to Captain Carter. Looks like that. Captain Carter tends to be a bigger, taller figure, so let's put him next to Spider-Man. So you can see the height difference and the kind of this overall difference there. He does come with, it's hard to stand out. The thing about this figure is that he's very, well, there, he's working, but like any movement he'll fall. Like it's hard to, and that's a weird, awkward position. But he's very top heavy, and it comes with 2 different hands you can put on there. So these are more like fists. And it does come with a backpack, or I don't know what you call these, rockets that you can take off, and it has a removable firing effect. Kind of like that look though. This goes back on here. As you can see there. The details I like on, if you see on here, he's got handholds so that Steve Rogers can climb into the armor. And then also in the back here, there's a handle, because that's where Captain Carter would kind of grab onto as a launch into battle. That's cool. Like, I really like this figure. You can see like the shoulder pads here are not hard plastic. It's soft so you can kind of pose it. The only thing about this figure that I don't like is it's just really top heavy, so it's hard to get him to stand up in a cool pose. See, now with the backpack on, you would have to kind of lean him forward. Yeah, so that's the only thing, but it's a cool figure nonetheless. That is a Hydra Stomper. So included in this line was a deluxe figure, which is the Hydra Stomper. You can see here. This is the suit of armor that Howard Stark made that Steve Rogers uses in the show. You see there, it's got a jetpack with blast off effects you can take out like that. You can see on the back here there's a handle because Captain Carter in the show usually grabs onto this and rides along with the Hydra Stomper. Then on the shoulders you can see it's kind of a softer plastic so you can maneuver the shoulders. And a nice little touch here is these handholds. That is what Steve Rogers uses to actually climb into the armor itself. The backpack does come off, like so. So you can see what it looks like. The one thing about this figure, though, is he's very top heavy. So it's very hard to dispose by himself. That works, but he's pretty unstable. Yeah, see, so. Now, he does also come with two different hands, so you can use fists instead of kind of the open palm thing. And I kind of want to show you what he looks like next to a normal size figure. So here's Captain Carter. So we're looking at maybe 1.5 times taller than a 6-inch figure. There you go. The Hydra Stomper. So last but not least, there is the Build-A-Figure. So most of the figures that come in this line come with a piece of another figure that you put together. They kind of do this a lot with the Marvel lines. The last wave for the Falcon and the Soldier and Loki kind of was a cheat because it was the Falcon's wings. But this one comes with an awesome figure for the What If series, and that is, of course, the Watcher himself. Now, the cool thing about the Build-A-Figures are that they are also superposable, so they aren't, I mean, it's pretty much is a figure. Like, you can move his arms and shoulders and legs and pose him and whatnot. You just had to build him. Of course, the Watcher is a central figure of the What If series. If you haven't watched it, it's available on Disney Plus. Go watch it. It's a pretty good series. And I think it's going to have a lot of ramifications for the MCU going forward, including what is happening in Spider-Man No Way Home, and of course, Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. Actually, all the Disney Plus series will have an impact on that. Once again, I'll show you what he looks like next to a normal 6-inch figure. So here's Captain Carter again. I'll have her standing normally. You can see it's a pretty tall figure. And also next to the Hydra Stomper, almost the same size. I mean, you know, tall-wise, height-wise. But this was definitely one of the reasons why I got this line. It's because I wanted a Watcher figure. But I mean, all the other figures are cool too. So there's not really a disappointing figure in the bunch. I like them all, actually. So there you go, the Watcher. So there you go, kids. I hope you liked this look at the Marvel Legends line for the What If series on Disney Plus, made by Hasbro, complete with the Hydra Stomper and the Watcher Build-A-Figure. If you liked the video, hit the thumbs up button, subscribe to the channel, and I'll catch you on the flip side.